We are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of Lunch with Len. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you happen to be in. Thank you for coming. We're really glad to see you here today. And as usual, we have the folks straggling in, but I'm here, Laura's here, and we have Teresa here. Teresa, welcome aboard. I've never seen you on Lunch with Len before. Really, really good to have you. This is going to have to become a habit, my friend. And Larry, welcome aboard. Chris, good to see you. Rick, good to see you. And we have a really exciting special guest tonight. And we have a lady on here named Teresa. Say hi to Teresa, everybody, who's a regular. Teresa, I may embarrass you and even bring you out to say hi a little while later if you don't mind. And you can always tell me no. But I'd love to see your smiling face. Come on over here and just say hi to everybody. And I'll be kind to you. I got to tell everybody, before I introduce Jason, our special guest, Teresa, who's on here, is the very first coach I ever had when I got into this business. So this goes back to Jay Budd's programs and Jonathan Budd, if those of you who may know Jonathan Budd. And Teresa was a coach assigned to be back in those programs. And she's just one incredible lady, a really great person. So I'd like to introduce her to you if she gives me a chance. But meanwhile, let's get on with the show. We have with us today, Jason J. Boom. I hope I get that right. J. Boom LeGaard. And Jason's the creator of Mindset Mountain and a co-host of Mindset Mountain Broadcast. It's a podcast, and he'll tell us a little bit about that. He's a coach. He's a serial entrepreneur, like so many of us are. I think he's been in more than one business. And he's an inspirational speaker, which makes him a person right after my own heart. I love this guy. I just met him a couple weeks ago, and he just brings so much value. I know you're going to get a kick out of him. So let's just bring him on out. Jason, welcome to Lunch with Len.
Lunch with Len. When I first got a chance to meet you right away, I was like, I love that title. You're short, sweet, simple, and having fun. So no, I appreciate both you and Laura, making this invite for me for a chance to, bring some boom, some inspired fire, because that is what I do on the daily, and to help help your audience as much as I possibly can. I know you got a great crew here, and so my job is to, in the 30 minutes so we have, is to over deliver in every way, shape, or form I can.
I know you're going to do that, but you know what? Why don't you tell us a little bit about you and your background? I mean, the honest truth is, I don't know a heck of a lot about you. We just met, and yep. I literally fell in love instantly when we started to talk. I just love your attitude, your spirit, and the value you bring to the community.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, back at you. When Teresa made the introduction, it seemed like and then especially once we had our chat, by the time we're done talking, I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense. So, right back at you. But yeah, I'll give you the short and sweet version. My name is Jason J. Boom LeGaard. J. Boom, that's my brand. That was a nickname I got from my first coach when I first got into this whole entrepreneurship game. And it was actually at Jonathan Budd's Unstoppable Entrepreneur. That was my first exposure to, wow, you mean I don't have to do the same old? Like I could create something new and fresh and, maybe more in alignment with what my life purpose, what's calling to me. And because I always wanted to be an inspirational speaker, a coach, a trainer, and to travel the world and inspire that fire in people that are desperate for it, because I feel a lot of a lot of world these days, there's not many people that want to, as I like to say, that want to pour into you, but they sure like to suck you dry with negativity, with an attitude, with not believing in what you want to try and do. And so I began that journey in 2011. Like you said, serial entrepreneur since then. I've been in MLM companies. I tried that. I've worked and gone to different masterminds and bought the courses, et cetera, constant investment in myself, my personal development, because that personal development and mindset is also my main wheelhouse, you could say. And eventually getting to the point where, building up this J Boom brand, it's on an international level now. I've got fans in Australia, United Kingdom, New Zealand, Bali, like all over the place. And, eventually got to the point where creating my own products, doing my own coaching, and also, as we said, co-host of podcast called the Mindset Mountain Podcast with my business partner, Eddie Aguilar. And we've had some amazing guests on, like John Lee Dumas, Nick Gunsworth, Sean Stevenson of the Model Health Show, and just building out a fantastic community, to serve our audience with the right type of stories and to give them that information, inspiration, or motivation, as we like to say, for them to make a decision. It's their time to climb. And that's how I try to bring the boom, every single day with every video I do, course I create, or coaching call I get on. So that's the entrepreneurial roller coaster I've been on from 2011 till now.
And it is a roller coaster sometimes.
Oh, every day.
No, I really love that. Do you realize that I think we were sitting in the same room together?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Back in the J Bud program.
Yeah.
I was there, and I was there in the follow-up program. There was a weekend with J Bud and Mark Hogerson and the whole crew.
Yep. No, there's a lot of, Teresa, as we said, she's like she's part of the core crew, from back in the day. And there's been so many beautiful people and relationships that have developed, out of that one particular weekend. And that was a breaking point for me that launched this whole new lifestyle, or at least, at the bare minimum, like all of a sudden I was in pursuit of a lifestyle that I didn't know until I discovered it. It was what I always wanted. And I think a lot of your audience, can relate to that feeling, of almost shock and awe.
Do you remember filling out a poster board, a full size?
Oh yeah.
I have it. It's sitting on, if I had realized that, I would have brought it in and shared it with you. It's sitting out in my van. I keep it with me, and every now and then I pull it out and I look at it.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. No, that was it. No, and powerful weekend.
Yeah. Pretty amazing. Who else just jumped on here? Terry. Hello, Terry. Welcome aboard. Hey, well, we also promised the folks we were going to talk a little bit about Facebook Live.
Oh yeah.
So, should we transition? And the other thing, I don't want to forget that I saw your post about helping homeless people in Phoenix. So I don't want to get through the half hour and not touch on that either. But maybe we should. Sure. Maybe we should jump into the Facebook Live stuff for the folks, since I sort of like to keep my promises. It's like
imagine that.
When's the Facebook Live coming?
That's right. Well, they want the value, and I get it. And I know that a lot of your audience, they're network marketers. They're in the MLM industry. And and then, of course, my current recent focus has been the launch. I launched a brand new Facebook Live training course. I called it Thrive with Facebook Live, building out also a community for Facebook groups, etc., because I felt that what I could provide with that course, it was something completely different than what you would expect from a quote-unquote training course. Because usually people think training course, they think about it's going to be all technical stuff. And it's going to be about strategies and techniques and all those types of things, which granted, there is that piece. In the initial launch of this course, though, what I've discovered by paying attention to people in our industry, entrepreneurs, especially online entrepreneurs, I was actually at a local event, a live event, and the person in charge, from stage asked the crowd, and these are internet marketers, business owners, network marketers, and she says, how many of you want to do live videos? You want to do Facebook Live videos. It's the hot thing. You see your uplines are doing them, and they're, building audiences, and they're signing up new, sponsors and distributors and all this stuff. And like 85% of the room raised their hand. And then she says, okay, but how many of you have either not done one or want to do, but you're scared out of your mind? And the same 85% raised their hand. And I looked at that and I was like, wait a minute, this is a problem. And my blessing and the opportunity was, like, I have a filmmaking background. I went to school for it. I made like 500 short films back in my college days with my buddies, like these crazy kung fu comedies and stuff. And then I've never had a fear of public speaking. So for me to grab my phone and hit go live, to me, it's just like, it kind of comes natural. But after hearing that reaction, I'm like, wow, it's not natural for most people. and they're missing out on this amazing, straightforward, simple piece of technology that they could use to leverage in their business, to build their brand, boost exposure, build a raving audience of fans. And so I created this course, and the majority of this initial chunk of the course, because I'm continuing to add modules to it and bonuses as time goes on, because of course technology is going to change, new strategies I'll test. But the main thing was on the mindset behind, why aren't you hitting go live? Like, you need to get, like, it's really easy to hit the button on a technical end, but that's why there's only one module called Don't Sweat the Tech. All the other modules are, let's get into authenticity. Let's get into what's holding you back on fear. Let's get into this. It's all what's going on in your head and your heart that's preventing you from this amazing opportunity with that type of technology, which it is the hot thing. I mean, and Facebook loves them because Facebook wants you to stay on Facebook, and live videos entice that for your audience, you know, and for you, and helping build your business and, you know, keep your progress going forward.
Yeah, in fact, as I understand, Facebook and YouTube are pretty much in a battle with each other to see who can dominate the video market business, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Well, and YouTube's they're the monster. You know, they've been around longer. It's known for, obviously, videos. And now they have their live streaming, you know, as well, because they're like, oh, look at this, you know, this live video thing, whether it be through Periscope or Facebook Live or, you know, whatever, you know, Instagram now, you can do videos live. And there's just the reason I got so excited to get the opportunity to put together this course and to make it affordable as well, and to build a community with it too. Like, when someone purchases the course, they get this VIP Facebook group where, like, I can, you know, I give them critiques on their practice videos, and they can ask questions, and we can go deep dive, you know, into what they need to get going faster. And when I was putting the things together, I'm like, wow, like, this is such a beautiful opportunity to help people do something that's so simple, and it can start having like immediate results. Like, the ROI can be almost instantaneous. And I said, I gotta show people how to do this, because it's really wild to watch someone do a couple Facebook Live videos, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I just signed up a new distributor after my third video, or I just got a new joint venture set up, or wow, someone just bought my product. And, you know, they're maximizing their time is a big part of it.
So what do you think, what holds most people back? What's your opinion? I mean, you're absolutely right. So many people, and in fact, it's really interesting because we've been going for years, we've been going through this. People were afraid to do video, let alone go live. You know,
yes.
Oh God, go live, put another layer of fear on top of the fear of
doing very much so. Very much
already there. And what is it, you suppose, that gets into people that makes them so afraid of video?
I tell you what, and this is something I'm going to take a very deep dive on a special bonus training I'm doing for people, the folks that have invested in the course this Thursday. It's going to be at least an hour long plus Q&A. It's going to be intense. I'm going to drop some fire on people. But the thing I've discovered, the number one reason why, and your audience could be some of these folks, you know, they know they want to do live videos. They know it's powerful. They're watching other people do them, and they will not hit that go live button. Number one reason is the fear of judgment. They fear to put a video out there proclaiming their personal power of like, hey, I'm excited. Why am I excited? Because I made a decision to invest in myself, and I got this side hustle, you know, because I don't want to be in this career forever, or I need some extra money, and I found out about this opportunity, or I'm, you know, building my own little brand and business, whatever it is. And heaven forbid that you go live on a video, because like you said, it adds another layer of fear, because it's not just to put a video out and worry about the judgment of the comments later, because, you know, of course, you record the video, you post it, and you might not see them till later. Live, you're worried about the judgment while you're recording, and you get to see the people, the haters who might show up and start mouthing off, and you're trying to like do a video, and then Johnny says, oh, is it a scam? Is it a pyramid scheme? Oh, great. And then you're like, oh dear God. And then you start to freak out, because even though that guy named John Doe, you know, is a complete stranger, you're still worried about this feeling of judgment. And sometimes it gets more intense if it's your friends, family members, you know, old high school classmates, because again, you're worried what they're going to think. And what I'm trying to show people is like, look, you have to always remember you're here to claim your spot and claim what you want to do in this lifetime. And you're in this, I mean, a phrase I like to tell people, none of us, you cannot be truly selfless until you first become selfish. Because if you're constantly scratching and clawing and like feeling like you're drowning, well, then how are you going to help someone else?
Yeah,
and
sure.
So you have to lay claim to what you're about, what you want to do, what you are creating. And as far as judgment goes, they can just get lost. Because guess what? John Doe ain't paying your phone bill. And John Doe ain't going to probably be at your funeral either. So
right,
it's like...
I'm just going to say that. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know the old story, you know, we meet hundreds, thousands of people in our life. And if the weather's good, 10 of them might show up at our funeral. So you know.
Exactly. So it's...
If the weather isn't good, forget it.
Yeah. I mean, so I always really try to use that. That's like my main encouragement I want to give to your audience is like, look, forget the judgment, because guess what? Those that will judge anyways. Yeah. That's them, not you. You're here to help the people that you know you can help, and they will respect you for being a leader. Because that's the thing, folks. Your audience need to understand. The second they do their first live video, they are now a certified leader. Because guess what? The judgment people and the haters, they are not doing live videos. They're not doing videos at all. They're not making a stand. You made a stand the minute you said, I'm going to hit record and I'm going to share value with these people. Yep,
absolutely, absolutely. And you know, and we have some amazing people on here today too. And there's a lot of amazing people in the Lunch with Len group. I told you we've got over 60 people registered.
Yeah.
In the group. Most of them don't show up for the live one. They're, you know, for the Lunch with Len live sessions like this one. Mm-hmm. But I got to tell you, I want to detour for just a little bit and then come back. And the detour is Jelena Ostrovska, which I think most of us know, and she's been a guest on Lunch with Len a couple of times. She was doing a live today, and I got to tell you folks this. Her message today is why most people don't make money in their business on Facebook and other media. But there was somebody posting recently a business opportunity. Are you ready for this? Business op.
Yeah.
Ground floor opportunity. Get in now.
Yeah.
You can buy Facebook friends for $5. Yeah. It's going to be huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? And you know, people that do things like that, of course, they're not going to make any money. But the thing is, and the reason I brought that up is to circle back to the idea that the people that are on doing Facebook Lives, if they're doing legitimate stuff, if they're working in legitimate businesses, they're building an audience. It's just amazing to me how many people are actually watching what you do. I put up a post the other day, and I won't talk in detail about it, but I just put up a post about my wife is deceased, has been for quite a while, but I put up a post. And I got over 170 likes on that post. People came out of the woodwork, and you know, it just proves the point that people are watching what you do. You know, I got like 80 comments and 170 likes. People are watching. Yeah. So, hey, Teresa, I just put up a message. Question is, if I hit the come on over and say hi to us live button, are you able to actually do that, or is your phone going to stop you from doing it? Would love to meet you if you're able to come out. So anyhow, so tell us. Well, you want to tell us a little bit more about the course, or are we about to wrap up with that part of it?
Well, yeah, because I don't want to, because they can. I'll be sharing at the end here where they can. All your people can get access to the free group. Obviously, I'll show them directly where they can go to get, make their investment, for the course itself. But one thing that I love the fact you just shared your experience with that particular type of post. You got all these likes, you got these comments, and you're like, man, people came out of the woodwork. That ties right back into Facebook Live videos and why they can be much more powerful and different than just a pre-recorded video. There's something about live. I did one this morning. I do my Booms for Breakfast series. I do them Monday through Friday on my personal profile. It's just to give them a little something, a little hit, and I just roll with it. And all of a sudden, like, people are coming on and they're feeling my energy and they're commenting and the hearts and the thumbs going up, and things are flying across. And what's really unique about live, like you said, it does bring people out of the woodwork, is if you post a pre-recorded video and they're following you, and they see it's like it's a 6-minute video, 5-minute video, they might watch it, or they might go, oh man, I just don't have the time, I'm running to work, blah, blah, blah. But for whatever reason, they got their phone, ping, they get a notification that Len just went live. The majority of those people will go, oh, cool. And they'll jump because they'll think, oh, I can grab this quick. He's going live right now. And then you could go for 8 minutes and the people will stay the whole time because they don't want to miss out. They're like, what's Len going to share next? Is he going to talk about this? Is he going to do this? And it sucks people in to your world because it's like they're watching reality TV. They don't want to miss out, even though like they could watch the replay later, but there's something beautiful about when you're on live. And also this is key for all of your people when they start doing live videos, when you get the banter going and like you've been doing, Len, Terry jumps on, Teresa, whoever else pops on, and you're, hey, so glad Terry's here. Hey, so glad Teresa's here. Hi, how's it? Oh, I know, they're always here on time. Here's Chris. You're pouring into your audience again by just saying, awesome, Len's here. And that means a lot to a person. And it takes you this much time. Yeah. It's just an instant.
Laura and I have been doing a fair amount of live videos. Laura's doing some, I'm doing some, and we're doing some joint. I love this new piece of software that's out there. Be Live. Yep. So we're actually doing a Be Live every day at 5 o'clock Pacific time. We're doing it on my parenting channel, parenting.
Yes, yes.
And we're building up. What does it take to get into a home-based business? And our target with that set of videos is parents who might be thinking about they'd like to work from home and stay home with their kids, but they have no idea how to get started or how to get started.
Sure, so that's valuable.
10 bites every day, 10, 12-minute bites every day at 5 o'clock, and
nice.
And we're going to really build a nice audience with that one, I think.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
Cool, awesome. So let's flip over to the homeless for a minute, and then we're going to wrap up in the next few minutes. Yeah,
for sure. No, it's something I got a chance to become exposed to. It's only been since last June, actually. But I went to a live event here locally in Arizona, and there's a gentleman by the name of Robert Thornton, and he's got an organization called Cloud Covered Streets. And what it is, it's to serve the homeless community. And he has other, you could say, ambassadors in other cities even that have their own little branches of Cloud Covered Streets. But what he does is something so beautiful, and I love his approach. And that's why myself, and my business partner Eddie Aguilar with Mindset Mountain, we've joined forces with him so that every time we sell one of our, we have a training course in personal development called Climbing the Mindset Mountain, where we actually we hiked a mountain in real time and shot the training videos while climbing up and down the mountain. And we decided that we would donate 50% of every sale of that product to Robert in Cloud Covered Streets. Because what he does, it's not just going out in the streets and he's got like the toiletry bags with the snacks and here's toothpaste and what else do you need, or disaster blankets, or stocking caps in the winter, all these types of things. That's wonderful, and that has an impact on people who are in that position of need. But what Robert does that's different is he actually connects with people, because he said it beautifully. He's like, most of these people in these situations living on the streets feel like they have been forgotten. And so that's why he always takes a photo and posts it to his social media where he's giving a hug. And I went out once with him already, and I'm getting pictures with these people. I'm getting to have these awesome conversations. We're joking, we're laughing, and I'm going back out again next week, for my second round with Robert. And you realize, yeah, the supplies and stuff are helpful, but taking 5 minutes to actually give this person a hug and talk to them like I'm talking to you, Len, or talking to Laura. They're just in a different spot. And he said one of the most powerful things, which just solidified my involvement in supporting him, he said, think about when people are in prison and you're talking about the worst of the worst crimes, criminal offenders. And he says, what's the worst thing they could do to that someone even in prison? They put them in solitary confinement.
Yeah.
That's the worst punishment. And he says a lot of homeless people are living a life of solitary confinement. And he says, that's why I take the pictures. That's why I hug them. That's why I remember their names. And so I went out for 3.5 hours with them that first morning. I couldn't believe what I got out of it. And I was like, okay, this is good. This is going to now be added to part of my mission with everything that I do, with my brand and my business and everything, because he's literally, he is making an impact. And it doesn't take a lot. It takes some time. It takes a little bit of effort and being sincere. And so when he posted his new dates, I was like, count me in next week. Like, I got to go again, because it's a reminder of why I truly believe you, Laura, and any one of your audience are building businesses. We want to make positive impact in this world.
Yeah.
And it will be different for all of us, but that's just one way I chose, like, hey, I'm going to support him and what he's doing.
It's an amazing story, and it reminds me of one that I just heard it in the past week or so.
Mm-hmm.
There was, and I listen to a lot of, self-help audios and videos on YouTube. But there was a situation where Mother Teresa was being interviewed by a major radio station in a metropolitan area.
Mm-hmm.
And the radio station kept asking Mother Teresa what they could do for her, and she kept saying nothing and nothing. And then finally she said, well, there is one thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They said, what is it? We'll do anything. And they were thinking of raising money for her Calcutta.
Sure.
And she said, get up at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning and go out on the streets and find a homeless person and make him feel like he's not alone in the world. That's
yeah. No, it's amazing what that can do. Yeah, it's a small gesture, and no, it threw me for a loop. It knocked me on my butt the whole rest of the day. I got home and I actually passed out for 2.5 hours, which Robert told me. He says, be prepared. You won't work on your business when you go home today. He's like, you will be so overwhelmed with emotion and adrenaline dump. You're going to probably have to take a nap. And sure enough, I got home and it was 2.5 hours. I woke up later on the couch, like, what happened? I'm like, oh, he was right. Because you realize, and I guess to tie this up in a nice bow for why I'm so passionate about helping people do their Facebook Live videos. When you connect with people and truly connect with them, and when you do it live, it happens a lot easier. I mean, you could change someone's life in a 4-minute live video, and you might never get to meet them, but they happen to just catch you on a Tuesday, and they were in a tough spot, and they were looking for just one little tip for a strategy, or they just needed to feel like I'm not alone, and you popped up for 4 minutes on the live video, and you could, and this may sound cheesy and get too intense, but I know for a fact sometimes I've helped save someone's life, and not maybe quote unquote in the physical realm, but a life that they thought they were never going to have. And they caught 4 minutes live and said, you know what? Okay. Jay Boom said this. He's doing it. Len's doing it. Laura's doing it. Guess what? Fine. I'm not quitting, and I'm going to get after it. So that would be the ending point, I guess, to inspire the fire in your audience. Like, you do not truly understand yet, I believe, what your live videos can do obviously for yourself, your business, your brand, your own success. But my God, the impact you can have on people out there, because they're out there looking for you, and you're the only one that can help them because it's your message.
Yeah, absolutely. And the message that I was trying to convey a little bit earlier was the idea that so many people really are watching. You may think no one's watching, but they're watching.
Like I said, they come out of the woodwork sometimes, all in a ruch, and but they've always been there.
And then they all go scampering back in again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if it's all right with you, we run a little bit over here. And tell us about your podcast. I knew I could pronounce that word if I worked hard enough.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So when is that? And you mentioned an early morning something too. Tell us about it.
Yeah.
We'll put some things up in the chat here so people know what these are.
Let's get your people some links so they can. And before I even get to that, because we're getting to the end. I mean, first of all, nothing but gratitude, for you, Len, for Laura, your audience, for this opportunity to share and to do whatever I could, for your people. That's first and foremost, always. But yeah, I want to give them some resources, free, and as well as making investments in themselves. But yeah, I mean, as far as free resources, it's called the Mindset Mountain Podcast, and they can go to mindsetmtn.com/iTunes. And if they have Android, they can go to mindsetmtn.com/Stitcher, STITCHER.
Can you see the chat, Jason?
Yes, it just popped up. You got it. That's perfect.
Tell me if I got it right. Okay, and the other one,
mindsetmtn.com/ and then STITCHER. And that's for Android users, usually. So that's our free podcast called The Mindset Mountain. We do 3 episodes per week. We're up to 250 episodes at this point, and amazing guest interviews. And then Eddie and myself do each what we call a solo shot episode of some value, a little short and sweet one on Mondays and Fridays, interviews on Wednesdays. Like I talked about at the beginning, if people are wanting to get into the community with this Facebook Live training, they can do so by going to mindsetmtn.com/thrive with live group. And then they'll just hit the join group button. And then usually first thing in the morning, and usually in the late afternoons, then I go in there, make sure to get everybody approved. I also give a welcome, like, hey, let's welcome in Laura. She's excited to be here, etc. And then the last thing, if someone is looking to, they're fired up now. They're like, okay, I get it. They get it, like live video, but there's something holding them back. That's why I made the course. They can grab it over at mindsetmtn.com/thrive with live, and that'll take them over, and they can see everything that they get with the course. I made it as affordable as I could so that anyone can make that investment. And then you do get access to the VIP group, specifically for all those folks that do purchase and invest in themselves. And there's bonuses that are coming soon. And like I said earlier, I'm continuing to keep adding new modules, because of course I'm hearing from my audience like, oh, what about this? I'm having trouble. What do you think about this? So then I'm going to keep, over delivering as time passes. And lastly, by all means, any one of your audience, if they would like to jump on, I didn't even tell you I was going to do this. If they would like to jump on a free 15-minute coaching call, my time, my gift to your audience, all they got to do, just message me. I'll give you my email. They can email me, jboom@mindsetmtn.com, or of course they can always personal message me on Facebook, and then we will schedule a time.
Jboom at what is that?
It's just jboom@mindsetmtn.com.
A boom.
Yeah, or else through Facebook as well. If they can find me on Facebook and message me, and then I'll just I'll reach back out to you, coordinate a time that works best, and I'll give you a free 15-minute coaching call. And that call is for whatever you might need help with. Maybe it's more on the personal development stuff in other areas. Maybe it's like, hey, I had a couple more questions about the course. Hey, can you give me a tip on how to start tomorrow? Whatever, but it's me to offer my time because this is what I do. And it's like, if I can give you 50 minutes to give you that little something, that gets you over that hump on a Tuesday, then I'm more than happy to do it, every day.
So you must live in Phoenix, huh?
Tempe, Arizona. Yeah. Which is just, it's all the same. Valley of the Sun.
Yeah. Well, we were there in, when we were there in September. We were there.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, September. No?
Nice.
Well, must have been. Think so. Yeah, we're there. We're going to be back again.
Nice. Well, hit me up when you're in the Valley. Then let's go we'll grab dinner and drinks or something. That's a must. I always like to reconnect.
I mentioned to you the other day that many of us are in, but not all of us. Asante Organics. They're headquartered in Phoenix.
Yep, up in the North Phoenix area. Yep.
So that's where they are. So anyhow, okay. Laura, do you have anything that you want to talk? We had Laura's at a she's on vacation. She's at a resort, and it was pretty noisy. But do you have anything you want to add, Laura? Anything you like? Any questions? Anything you'd like to say?
No, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah,
We can
okay.
do a little background noise, but it's all right.
Okay. No, Jason, I really appreciate you because when I started my live videos, there weren't a whole lot of people doing them. And while it's easy for some people to just get on and do them, but although it's not for everybody else. So I really appreciate how you're just putting yourself out there and you wanting to help people. And I appreciate that because there are so many people that I think that, they could just do this very easily, but they just have to have the confidence. And so I think you bring that to them. I've seen you on your live page, and there's a couple of people that you can just tell they're on there. And, first they get on and they just have this look like, I'm doing this for the first time because he made me. And then you have them where they start to smile and it just starts coming out and you can really see a transformation. So I just think I just think that's awesome that you're doing that. And it's just, I don't know, near and dear to my heart for getting people to get out there and just let people know what they're all about and just share themselves, and they get to know you and the rest will just come. So
well, I tell you what, if you don't mind, Laura, and thank you so much, Laura, because believe me, when I watched that happen, and that's why for folks, when you go to the page to make your investment in the course, I have a testimonial from one of my first coaching clients that also work live videos, and I feature one of her early live videos on the page because the literal childlike joy that's coming off her because she's doing this live video about her big win. She got featured in her local paper because she's an artist, and she's giggling like she's a grown woman, and she's giggling with excitement while she shares her win. And she got so many comments and likes and people reaching out to her. And when I first saw her post it, it brought tears to my eyes because I'm like, look what she's now getting to do. And she's helping, like you said, she steps up, which then encourages that other person that wasn't ready yet. And then they step up, and then you step up, and then we're all stepping up. And then everybody, this community starts happening. Everybody's doing live videos. Everyone's sharing, and people are connecting, and people get to have fun again. Because the beauty about live video, if you screw up, it's actually better.
They like that.
Yeah. I mean, her
it
video
makes them feel like you're real.
You're a real person, and there's no disconnect. They're like, oh my God, because on that testimonial, when she intros it, she's all excited. She flips the phone to the view of her, and then she starts to go she smiles. She goes, oh my God, and she goes and she's like, I got lipstick on my teeth, and then she laughs, and it's such a genuine moment where you're like, if I'm watching this as a stranger, you're just going, she messed up or she's excited, and you feel like there's no disconnect between, oh, Laura is doing that and I can't, or Len is doing that, oh, I can't yet. BS. Like, we're all just in it, and it's just a matter of, will you step up, step out? Because believe me, there are people out there that need to hear from you, not me, not Laura or not Len, you. So there's a little bit of responsibility here too. Like, when you start, it's our responsibility to make these type of live videos, because it can have that intense of a reaction and impact on someone, and you might be the only one that's going to get to that person. And it's worth it. It's all worth it. So thank you so much for that. That made my week.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad.
Okay, that's it. We're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
Let me just remind everybody who's on here, or tell you if you didn't know, that I am yours truly. That's me. I'm doing the corporate webinar tonight at 6 p.m. my time, 9 p.m. Laura's time, and that's gogreen.com/live. Go green, go green.
Awesome.
Get paid. .com/live. So anyone wants to jump on the corporate webinar tonight, it will be me. And other than that, that's all we have for you. I'll see you on Thursday on Lunch with Len and Jason. It's been just so awesome having you here. I really, really, really appreciate it.
Well, again, so appreciate the opportunity to both of you. That this is an awesome time, awesome energy.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun video to have posted up and for people. And go out there and do them their live videos, everybody.
That's right. All right, I'll let you all get to it. Boom.
Thanks, Jason. We appreciate you.
You bet. Right back at you.
All right. Going once, going twice.
Bye for now.